it's better now, right?
Yes, sure.
All right, go ahead, Amos.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everybody. Whatever you are hearing me from, I'm actually calling in from Nigeria, from Lagos, Nigeria. It's another opportunity to also be here again. And we are also kickstarting this meeting, right? In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and of the Spirit. So we thank you for your time, and for the people that are very consistent, right, during the meeting on a weekly basis. So we appreciate your time. So last week, it was mind blowing as we had the guest speaker, right, from Zaleska, and also, the doctor, and also his brother, Mr. Joshua, also, who was also part of the meeting. But today we are having our host of today is actually from Zambia. That is Madam Sarah. So our profile has been shared, in a group before now. Our profile has been shared. But let me just quickly, reiterate, just to summarize and to bring us up to speed, as to where we are. So Madam Sarah is actually, she is the CEO and founder of Kalomo Grain Marketing Limited, a Zambia company producing edible oil from soybean and a pure vegetable and certified oil. She deals in legume seeds, multiplication in Zambia, working with over 3,500 women, cooperative, and clubs. She set up mini solar grid in rural Zambia, where the national hydroelectric supply grid is 40 kilometers away and beyond, for the benefit of the woman and for the women and their families in rural Zambia. So joining her as a co-host for today, we're also going to be having Miss Flora. Miss Flora is from Nigeria. Flora Pius from Nigeria. She is an economist, a financial analyst, a management and insurance consultant, as well as an educator. She's currently setting up for us at Transit, the Transit Agribusiness Insurance Package suitable for our farms and partners in Sierra Leone. So having introduced the two speakers, so we also have a guest, speaker in our midst today. So our guest today is actually Mr. Silenga, Wamuiman, an agromist with expertise in agribusiness, agronomy, agricultural insurance in Zambia, Southern Africa. He is the manager of Professional Insurance Corporation Zambia PLC, are responsible for the agriculture insurance policy underwriting in the agribusiness unit. He drives the implementation of the corporation's agriculture strategic focus, ensuring the marketing, underwriting, and claims, as well as human resource functions of the units operate efficiently and effectively into the realization of the corporation's long-term and short-term goals and objectives. He is our guest today as we discuss the relevance of transit agribusiness insurance coverage in Sierra Leone. So this is just the profile of both the host as well as the speaker, the guest speaker that we have today. But before we proceed, I would just, for all of us who are currently on the call, I would just quickly like us to just introduce ourselves, just your name and the country you are calling from. We're going to do that one very briefly. Like I mentioned the other time, this Amos calling from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. Who is going to take turn?
Steve from Sierra Leone. I'm calling from Boston.
Thank you.
Samuel from Sierra Leone, calling from Moyamba.
Okay. Abiola Bolaji from Sierra Leone. I'm calling from Sierra Leone. Okay. I'm from Nigeria, but I work in Sierra Leone.
Thank you so much. It has taken me a lot of time to actually bring such a personality as Mr. Abiola Bolaji into our mix today. He's from Nigeria, but is currently based in Sierra Leone, right? So we are so much honored to have you, Mr.
We are honored, sir.
All right. So who is taking turn next? Who is going next?
Unmute
Please.
your phone and let's do it. Yeah. Go ahead, Amos.
Please just tell us your name and where you're calling from. We still have a lot of numbers to go.
This is Logan Philly calling from Sierra Leone.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening. This is Abu Kaloko in Freetown, Sierra Leone.
You're welcome, sir.
Hello, this is Ravimbi Donovan from Boston, USA.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Junior Asgill calling from Freetown, Sierra Leone.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Abbas Sanko calling from the Gambia, Banjo.
You're welcome, sir. Mr. Suma, I can see you.
Yes, Brother Amos. This is Jismet Suma calling from the US.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
My name is Yvonne Majata from Zambia.
You're welcome, ma'am. We still have some people who have not talked.
My name is Patricia Chulu, calling in from Zambia.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I'm Sarah Ngwenya, calling you from Zambia.
You're welcome, ma'am. Pastor John. Pastor Simbo. Let us hear your voices. Okay, so we just have like 2 more minutes to finish this session so I can go to the main topic for today. So please, if you have not talked, we still expect your contribution. Madam Sarah, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So we can go ahead and start.
Okay, so I think we don't have, we don't actually have enough of time, on our side. So at this point, I just want to hand over to Madam Sarah, who is actually, the host, for today, to just, to just coordinate things. And she's going to be supported by Flora, as well as we have our guest speaker also in our midst. So, Madam Sarah, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Amos. We appreciate for the work that you've just done now. Would like to welcome everyone on this platform to a very important and very exciting topic where we are looking at insurance and also its benefits. And just to start the discussion, we welcome Mr. Wamhima. Mr. Wamhima, are you here?
Hi, Sarah. Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Okay. Is your video on? You are going to present without your video being on?
All right.
I can see you.
My video is on.
Okay, let me just see. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I must say that we are very happy to see such a handsome face like like yours, Mrs. Lenga. Are you hiding the face before now?
Yeah.
A pleasure to have you, Namisa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just to give you a brief background, sir. We've been in talks with Transit for some time now. We are trying to corroborate in terms of seed production. And so we've been trying to see ways and means on how we can work together with the seed issue came about when we were trying to just discuss on issues around insurance. And so we're supposed to bring Mayfair because those are our insurers. But then, as you know, that we work also with WIAC, and you guys are partners with WIAC, and an entrepreneur from WIAC, as you are aware. And so they suggested that you come forward and just try to shed light on the products that you guys have. So without wasting much of your time, I would like you to come in and just present your presentation to us, and then we'll guide as we go on. We'll interact as we go on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and we sincerely thank you for the opportunity for you to hear from us and our insurance products in the agriculture sector. I'm going to present a very short presentation. It's in PowerPoint. Let me just open it. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
I think
yes,
it's
sir.
open.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Just a moment. Let me just enlarge the screen. Thank you so much. So my presentation will be very brief. And this is the overview of my presentation. Mainly, I'll give a background about professional insurance, what we do. I'll talk about the main elephant in the room, the best insurance product for smallholder farmers. Yeah. So professional insurance, we've been in existence since 1992. We'll be celebrating our 30th year anniversary in the next few days. We've grown to become the largest general insurance player in the country, and we are the only A-rated insurance company in the market. For the past 30 years, we've shown our underwriting expertise by underwriting all classes of general insurance. And we have vast experience in the provision of crop insurance products, as well as livestock insurance product to both smallholder farmers as well as commercial farmers. In the last 3 years, we've exhibited experience in underwriting index-based insurance, and that is, we've done weather index, we've done area yield index, as well as we've done a hybrid insurance product, which is a combination of both weather index as well as the area yield index. We've also underwritten livestock index-based insurance product, which is an NDVI insurance product. That looks at the vegetation cover during the course of the year, both the dry season as well as the rainfall season. Yeah, we have quite a number of insurance products on the market. We have the main one, which is best suited for the large-scale farmers, which is a named crop insurance product, as well as a multiple insurance product. These are not suited for smallholder farmers, as they require quite an intensive in terms of farm visitation, as well as claims assessment process is quite complicated, and usually the costs associated with it are quite high, and find that the farmers may not be keen to buy in. We also have livestock insurance product. We also have crop insurance, poultry that covers both layers as well as broiler beds. We also have aquaculture insurance, where the farmers may insure their aquaculture. This can be fish or the properties or the farm assets associated with fish production. Then we've got about 3 types of index-based insurance. There's weather index insurance. There's NDVI. NDVI is mainly best suited for livestock insurance. Then we have the area yield index insurance. So as professional insurance, we've underwritten all this type of insurance product in the past 3 years. In terms of partners, we are working with banks, we are working with micro financial institutions, we are working with technology companies, we work with mobile service providers, we work with non-governmental organizations, government departments, international organizations. We also work with other insurance companies. We work with cooperatives as well as farmer associations and farmer unions. I've tried to summarize a bit of the risks that are faced by our smallholder farmers, with the main challenge or the risk that is topping the list is drought, especially in the past few years, the last 20, 30 years. Our rainfall pattern has more like shifted. Our rainfall seasons are becoming more drier. If not more drier, we are experiencing quite a number of floods. Farmers are also faced with challenges in terms of pests and diseases, theft, human-animal conflict, high input costs, low productivity due to a number of reasons, wind damage, fire, poor soils due to poor farming practices, poor extension services, as well as price volatilities at the time of point of sale. So in this presentation, mainly I'm going to focus on weather index insurance, as well as area yield index insurance, which are best suited for both smallholder farmers, covering both crops that are grown. So the weather index insurance product is a cover that mainly looks at drought, and it is designed in such a way that the monitoring or the data collection is mainly by the weather stations. And in this case, it is satellite based. And the computation in terms of payout is determined through rainfall data that is captured by satellite, that is recorded on a daily basis. And the payout will be phased in such a way that can be phased in such a way that it covers the whole life period of the crop in terms of vegetation, germination, vegetation growth, maturation, as well as the dry down period. So in those stages of those 4 stages of the crop, the crop has got a certain amount of water that it needs for it to reach its maturity or to produce. So in those phases, it can be capped in terms of a specific crop. The insurance product can be designed in such a way that whenever the rainfall has fallen below the water levels that are sufficient to sustain its crop, the insurance triggers a payout. And I'll look at an area yield index insurance. So an area yield index insurance is a type of an index insurance cover that looks at the historical productivity of the farm, or the farmer, or the area. And mainly this is a comprehensive insurance cover to cover a farmer against quite a number of perils, cover against wind damage, excessive rainfall, flooding, drought, as well as pests and diseases and fire. And it's structured in such a way that it will have a trigger, it will have an exit, then as well as a sum insured. So in this case, the insurance product is designed in such a way that before we collect historical yield data for the past a certain period of years. It can be 5 years, it can be 10 years. And from that historical data, the insurance can guarantee a certain percentage, for example, 80%. So what that means is whenever a farmer has harvested, the insurance has given a guarantee of 80%. So whenever the farmer has fallen short of that 80%, the insurance triggers a payout. And that's what we call a trigger. Then yeah, so it's a comprehensive crop insurance cover, and it's best suited for almost all types of farmers. This also includes commercial farmers as well as emergent farmers. The scope of cover, I've talked about this. It covers flood, drought or dry spells, fire, storms, windstorms, as well as uncontrollable pests and diseases. The policy doesn't cover theft, doesn't cover war or nuclear risks, malicious damage, consequential losses, poor crop stand. This can be due to defective seed. Then doesn't cover animal attack or expenses incurred. Then the area yield index insurance, like I indicated in the earlier slide, it ensures, it guarantees a certain percentage of the yield. So what this means is, as the insurance company as well as the insured,
Okay,
we need to establish. Yes, Sarah.
Thank you so much. I think you've done a milestone already. So probably what we wanted to do, because the question why you are here is obviously to just give us the experience of how you guys have been able to participate in the agriculture space, particularly obviously with the smallholder farmers. And for me, I can outline to you that there've been a lot of challenges, and we probably wanted to just hear from you how you've been able, for instance, to participate in the FISIP with the smallholder farmers, because that's a government program where we also kind of benefit as seed growers. So, there've been a lot of complaints, for instance, from the farmers where a farmer will be expected to pay a premium in terms of the insurance package. But when it comes to, let's say they have, like you said, poor rains, weather forecast, and then the monies that you give them is very, very, very small, very, very little, like a packet of what you call a seed or seed of tomatoes or vegetables. So we wanted to just find out from you, how do you come to that calculation of that type of payback to a farmer? especially that also you are given what you call a contract with government, where you are able to, to also have that premium towards the same facility.
Yeah, thank you so much. From our experience, we came into the FISIP in 2019. In that year, we're given, I think that was 10% of the 1 million farmers on FISIP. And our insurance product is a hybrid product that covers germination failure, which is the weather index part, as well as the area yield part. And from the experience, our germination failure, though minimal, pays an insurance payout of 400 kwacha to cover for the seed, so that the farmer can be able to replant. And from experience, I think our insurance product for the past 2 seasons has made quite some payouts in terms of amount per farmer. And this can be exhibited by the confidence that the Ministry of Agriculture had or has in our product, that in 2022 farming season, we're given the whole portfolio of the 1 million farmers. So that shows you the confidence that our insurance product has. So we grew from 10% in 2019, 2020. We went to 40% in 2020, 2021 farming season. And we went to 100% during the current season, which is the 2021, 2022 farming season. So that in itself should give you confidence that our insurance product is better. No wonder we've grown from 10% to 100% of the farmers.
Okay, yeah, that's very exciting. And also looking at, we are partnering with Sierra Leone, and that is the reason why you are here. And we wanted to find out from you, is there any intervention that you guys can probably come on board, and so that we see how best we can work with them, because obviously we'll be partnering in terms of seed. And remember from your presentation, you've just outlined that you were engaged with in 2019 with 1 million farmers. So we're looking at also taking the same product to Sierra Leone, so that there shouldn't be any form of wastage in terms of our resource to them of seed, because as you know, that seed is quite expensive, and these will be basic seeds. So how do you think that you can come and support or even partner with these guys from Sierra Leone and see how we can do this intervention together?
Okay, thank you so much. Outside Zambia, we can help you outside this team. We can connect you to actuaries that can help you design products for your colleagues in Sierra Leone. So I think that's not a problem. We can share some details. We can arrange some meetings where we introduce you, and it can be taken up afterwards.
Okay, and I think I want to open it up to everyone on this platform. We have Mr. Wamunyima from Zambia, Professional Insurance. Just in case there are questions that have Brother Reverend Steve, I think, is the one manning the system, so that you can open up to those that have raised their hands to ask. I can see there's Mr. Somi with the hand up.
They can just unmute themselves. When you want to say something, unmute yourself, and then after that you mute. Go ahead.
There are a few questions I would like to know is one, what is the premium for that the farmers pay? What is the premium rate looks like? And secondly, how do you determine premium based? Is it based on the size of the plantation or the type of product? And what is your percentage rate of let me say the example of the type of issue that you have to pay premium for. You touched on it briefly, but I want some practical example. And finally, we don't seem to have farmers insurance in Sierra Leone. I don't know if Steve knows about any, but I don't know of any. And is it possible for your insurance company to insure farmers in a place like Sierra Leone, or is it possible for your insurance company to open a branch in a place like Sierra Leone? So I hope that's, I know there are a lot of questions in
Yeah,
one. The first one, let me summarize it again. The first question is, what is the premium looks like, the type of premium you must pay, and how do you determine premium? The second one, what examples of some of the claims that you have to pay for? And the third one is, your company, is it possible for them to insure farmers in a foreign country like Australia? And if not, is it possible for your family to open a branch in Australia?
Okay, the network is very, very bad, Mr. Suma.
Yeah.
We can hear, but I want to summarize something quick and then say something before you go ahead, sir. I just want to say something quick. So I want to make your job easy for you today, Mr. Selenga. I'm Reverend Steve, by the way. I'm very, very excited to see you. The questions today, I would want them to stay around insurance information, sensitization, education, and what you're doing. Regarding your intervention in Sierra Leone, we have scheduled for it next week, when the Commissioner of Insurance for the country, Sierra Leone, will be here next week, and I hope you wouldn't mind to be here as well. And just like you said, during the week, we will have conversations so that you become familiar with insurance policies in Sierra Leone, which I believe you are not prepared for today. And so this week, we can set up all that to answer in terms of the implementation of this in Sierra Leone. And so I'd like to connect you with our commissioner in Sierra Leone, who I've spoken to. He's even in visit here in the US right now. So he's going to be online here next week. And next week, the focus will purely be how to implement and ensure that the farmers and the farm work we are doing in Sierra Leone is insured, just like you are doing in Zambia. So for today, I want to encourage all of us to be patient and suspend questions that have to do with the implementation in Sierra Leone and focus on the knowledge. How are you doing it in Zambia? How is it working? Questions around those things, please. And next week, we will come back here and deal with Sierra Leone purely. Is that okay? Is that okay, sir?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, go ahead, sir. Mr. Slenga. So he asked for your premium, and he asked for the second question is about company. I don't know if you get both questions, but the third question is what I want us to suspend for next week.
Thank you so much, Steve, for that guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, though I didn't get his second question, but I got his first. And
well, let me ask him quick. Mr. Suma, can you please repeat the second question, sir?
No, the second question is,
yeah,
what are examples of the type of claims that you guys have to pay for, and what's the percentage of farmers that that usually, let's say, is it 10% of your insured farmers that you have to pay claims for? The first question is premium. How is it determined and how much it is roughly?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So premium is determined based on the historical data. So for both weather index and area yield index, you look at the performance in the past. If it's 10 years, you look at the performance in the last 10 years, how has been performance in terms of rainfall for the weather index, as well as the yield for the area yield index. So depending on how the performance has been, from there you're able to tell whether this is a high risk or it's a low risk. So depending on how risky the risk is, your premium will range between 4 to 8%. Then in terms of how the claims have been, is it 10% of the insured farmers? So it depends how the season has been, but so far in the first year, I think our claims ratio was around 32%. In the second year, our claims ratio was somewhere below 50%. This year, we are currently conducting the claims assessment, which is what you are seeing on your screen right now, which is called crop cuts experiment. So this is just a claims assessment process where the losses, you determine the extent of loss. So for this season, we do not have that yet, but we should have that information in the next few weeks. Thank you, and submitted. Then Steve, you spoke of something very interesting in terms of consumer educational sensitization.
Yep.
So we do quite a lot, especially that this is a smallholder insurance product, and mainly our smallholder farmers insurance is new to them. So our challenge has been to sensitize the farmers. So we've done this both physically. We've done this via the radio stations. We've done this through how can I put it?
Open diffuse, you do some of them.
Huh?
I'm sorry, Sarah.
I was just trying to help you, like open, like few days. I've seen during few days. Yeah.
Yeah. So like in our country, we've got calendars for farmer events. So we've taken advantage of that. We've also deliberately sensitized the Ministry of Agriculture, all the staff around the country, from field officers to management levels.
Yes, and then there was a question on the chat where they are asking if you also do beekeeping insurance.
Currently, we have not done that, but it's something that can be pursued.
Yeah, in one of my questions, I did ask what's the type, the premium amount looks like. Is it $10 per month, $5 per month? You know, that's, I know you're going to be stating it in Zambian currency, but we can convert it into dollars just to give us an idea in terms of how we can practically.
Okay, thank you so much. So on the FISIP, currently the sum insured is 2,000 kwacha, and the premium is 100 kwacha.
100 kwacha, I mean, how much is that in dollars? So
that's about
about 160. This is
$160.
About about $6, just under $60.
Okay, 60. So
$2,000.
$6, not 60.
Okay, so
$6 for the premium. And some insured about $118.
$118.
So 2,000 kwacha is 1.5 Sierra Leone money. I'm so sorry about that. I'll be doing the conversion on the side.
Yes. So anyone with a question for Mr. Wamonyima?
Sierra Leoneans, please feel free, ask your questions. This is the moment we've been waiting for. This is a new product. You have the opportunity now. You either unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can type it on the inbox. We would answer it. Now, maybe the question. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, I actually have a question, right? So I just want to give a clarity on this, because I'm speaking from experience in Nigeria. A lot of people, I mean, insurance is still very hard to sell, you know, in Nigeria, for instance, because a lot of people have not really embraced, you know, insurance, you know, like that, in terms of not a lot of people actually believe that, okay, people are sincere or it is real and all of those things and all that. But what have been the experience, right? You know, operating from Zambia, what is the perception, you know, or particularly the farmers, right? You know, on it.
Thank you so much. Indeed, it hasn't been easy, especially to individual farmers. So the best approach mainly is to bundle crop insurance with, it can be input suppliers, it can be financials. Otherwise, to sell insurance to farmers, it's very tricky. And we did the pilot outside FISIP with support from some of the donors in the country to sell insurance to smallholder farmers on an individual basis. The adoption rates have been very low, and we are currently targeting financial institutions that are operating in the market who are offering loan schemes to the farmers. But going forward with sensitization and also looking at how erratic our rainfall has been, I think we are gaining traction now as a country, as smallholder farmers. We are seeing interest coming in for smallholder farmers to participate, to take part in the insurance submit.
And maybe just to add on, Mr. Wamonyima, when you look at the government package, you find that the FISIP, that's a government package which it keeps on referring to. Insurance in that case is compulsory. So if you're a farmer under that program, you'll be forced to buy insurance. So similarly, what we do at Supreme Seeds is that every farmer that is part of the seed multiplication, they have to, it's a compulsory that they have to, you know, pay towards insurance, because then it saves everybody, the company itself that produces the seed and the farmer, you know, the mitigation of you know, any unforeseen circumstances is cushioned by the insurance that will be offered towards that intervention. So we have Ms. Ruth with her hand is up, and also Sibo. Please, you can go ahead and ask your question, starting with Ruth.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Sid, and good evening, everybody. This is Ruth from Sierra Leone. And yes, from our context here in Sierra Leone, and insurance thing, even for the educated, the affluent, as somebody mentioned for Sierra Leone, it's not a popular thing. And so I was just thinking, I wanted to learn from you. Now that you worked with farmers, I'm sure majority of them, they are illiterate, I will say. For association here, the women's farmers, provincial women farmers, most of them, they are illiterate. I'm sure it's a similar situation. And you said you did a lot of sensitization initially, and Sarah also mentioned that it was compulsory for the women farmers to pay into insurance at the start or inception of the activity with them. Sarah, and also for our presenter, because I'm sure he supported your activities there. How was this accepted? Because it's a whole new thing introduced to a woman there that is expecting that after harvesting, I will gain this and this. Did you have an MOU with with the FBOs or with the women's group? Because I'm thinking still, critically for an illiterate person or a village woman who is not used to this type of setup. Those that accepted it, how was it managed? Was it successful throughout? No, I was thinking, what were the challenges? Because I'm looking at the potential challenges the Sierra Leone AgroBiz team will definitely face, probably learning from your potential challenges. The team here will be guided on strategies on how to get this well accepted and implemented. The question, the challenges that you had and how were these challenges addressed? I'm sure you are still having these challenges. So these are the questions, challenges that you had and how were they addressed with those that accepted it, and how successful it has been. Sorry, maybe you've already answered this before because I joined late, but this is just for me to learn. Thank you.
Mr. Wamnyima, do you want to go first or I
think you should go first, Sarah.
Okay. So when you look at the FISIP, which is a government program, I think that's where most of us learned that insurance does work, because what happened is that government just put it as a mandatory that any farmer, and these are rural farmers we are talking about. Mr. Wamnyima would probably shed light on that. They are not even emerging farmers; they are rural farmers. So government made it mandatory that if they are going to benefit from the government packs, they have to pay a small insurance. So they cut down. I think there's a mic that is open. So government sat down and they came up with a solution. And farmers, the first time they tried, obviously it was difficult, but when they begin to see the benefits that it comes with, you find that farmers then decide to do the right thing. Right now, as I'm talking to you, government has put, I think, a ceiling now, because every farmer wants to pay an insurance so that they can participate in the government FISIP program, where government gives them free fertilizer, free seed, but then they have to buy the insurance so that everybody's safe. Government doesn't lose, the farmer doesn't lose, and the insurance also are there to, probably not to spend much paying those risk management. So because of that government model, so as Kalomo Grain and in the seed production, we borrowed that. It wasn't our own plan, so we borrowed the government way of doing things, and we implemented, and we saw that it was working, and it still works. So I think it's not a question of the people are poor. Obviously, even in Zambia we have poor farmers, but eventually with the will and also with good mechanization, policies and also interventions, you find that these things will work. So Ruth, I don't think you should be very, very scared about the rural people in Sierra Leone who come there, and we'll transport the information that we have from Zambia and we bring it there so that it can work for, for everybody. I think that would be my take. Unless Mr. Wamunyima wanted to add something on this.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I think the crucial part that you face is education. Once you sensitize your farmers and you inform them, okay, going forward, this is how it should be, and this insurance will help you in these lines, such as when there's a loss, there's no need for you to start borrowing or getting credit or selling animals, chickens to cover for your debt. But the insurance company will pay for you to cover for the loan that you got. So once that understanding is there, the first year,
please mute your call. Somebody mute your call. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, sir. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so the first year at implementation, you may have those challenges, but after that year, the farmers will undergo the process. They'll undergo the insurance process. They will see from, maybe some of them will have the claims and they'll be paid. Others may not have the claims, but for those that will have claims, those will help you to sell your ideology to bundle the insurance into your loans. Yeah, so those that have experienced the insurance payouts can act as champion farmers for you, and they'll speak on your behalf. So from there, the farmers will take it up. Thank you.
Quickly, what I want to say, thank you so much for your answers. And before we go to the next questions, so for Sierra Leone, for Sierra Leone, it's going to be, I don't know, we're still collaborating with the government. We're going to talk about it in more detail next week, like I said. But because Transit is leading this, and we are going to have our grower farmers, so farmers who may be interested to join us, but they have their own farm, and that we can provide the services for, so we can just make it conditional. In fact, I don't think we need to force them. I think everybody would know that if the opportunity is there and it is affordable, I think it is to everybody's benefit for us to be able, for them to be able to participate and be part of what we're doing and buy insurance. But for us who are getting money from TCC, which is Transit Capital Corporation, which is using agriculture as the first intervention investment, that investment is definitely going to be protected. And that is this is the pathway to getting there, to ensuring that the farm in Sierra Leone has insurance. And so since we've started the discussion today, we're going to continue it next week to make sure that a suitable, affordable, and fair insurance is given to the farms that we are going to be part of. And then those who have their own farms, like the outgrower scheme, who'd want to be part of us. If you're expecting us to help you with seed, you're expecting us to help you with fertilizer or whatever else, or even expertise, we need to make sure that your farm also is protected. And so, so it will be I hope that we would make it very easy and straightforward for people to understand. And thank God we have Transit College that is also going to focus keenly in educating people as well and creating awareness. All right, go ahead, Mr. Simbo and Madam Sarah, you can continue.
Yeah, yes, sir. On the area of the area we are to be giving insurance and areas we are not to be giving insurance. I think the last time even CEO spoke about it in the area of theft. So we actually want to know why is it that area is not insurance is not going to allow. We want to know. And also we talked about partnership even in the area of governance, wherein it needs a lot of advocacy, because if we need policies that we partner with the government and for our growers, for them to also be part of this insurance company, just as the presenter rightly said, in their own country, that the government made a policy and the farmers accepted, and now they are seeing a great dividend. So it's going to be a lot of lobbying for the government itself to accept it, because this is a new system that is coming to Sierra Leone, for us to get an insurance scheme that will cover farmers. So that one of my questions: why is it that in the area of theft, the insurance is not covered? Thank you.
Sorry, I think it's bringing personal question and personal discussion. I was saying to him, since this is new to my country, we might implement it by stage, wherein the human control aspect is probably put a hold, and then the natural, like nature, maybe, you know, disaster or something that nobody has control, we'll figure out how to implement it. Because I don't want cousins to come overnight and harvest everything, and then in the morning another cousin goes to the office and claim insurance that they've stolen everything. So I was just saying that we have to be very careful how we bring it, because we don't want anybody to exploit any potential thing. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we are going to be careful in implementing areas that we the human beings control, because this is not unique to Sierra Leone. All countries that poverty is prevalent and probably proper education and benefits hasn't been given, people might be looking for areas to exploit and just take advantage of cheap situations. So we are going to be very, very aggressive in protecting that and ensuring that the people we're dealing with are people of integrity, are people who know that they need this out of fairness, out of sincerity, and those who are earning their money in a hard way, that when they lose anything is protected. So it was that stolen side. It's not from you directly. It was me figuring it out, since I'll be leading the implementation in Sierra Leone. But go ahead. How do you deal with covering such a thing in Zambia, sir? Theft.
Yeah. So in such policies, theft is usually excluded because it brings in a moral hazard aspect of it. On commercial side, in terms of covering commercial farmers, you find that theft is covered, because this is one farm, and you find that this one farm has got is secured. But for smallholder farmers, you find that the homestead maybe 5 kilometers or 2 kilometers away, and the fields are left in the farms on their own without any security. So theft will expose you as an insurance company, and like you've said, people may take advantage of that if theft is covered in such scenarios. So usually it's excluded. It's an exclusion. It's not covered.
Thank you so much. So when we get to commercial farming, which is big, then maybe that might. But for now, thank you. I appreciate it. Do we have more questions? Go ahead.
Okay, I actually have another one here. Now, you actually mentioned the different, areas of insurance coverage for farm, but for the purpose of this conversation for today, you'll try to limit it to only the yield-based and the first one. I can't remember the first one, but the first one and also the yield-based. So I'm just trying to find out, why did you single out only those two out of several, to consideration? Could it be that have been the common, based on the trends, in Zambia, the common one? So I just try to get a sense of why.
Thank you so much. So when we're coming into the market, there was just a weather index part of it. And weather index insurance doesn't comprehensively cover a farmer because it will just look at drought. So the whole season may be okay, but once there's a flood, the farmer is on his own. It's not covered under a weather index insurance because this is a satellite-based technology. But the area yield index, it looks at how much has the farmer harvested. So it, regardless of what has gone through the season, the ups and downs, a yield assessment will be conducted to see what exactly the farmer has vested. So to offer a comprehensive insurance product, we combine the area yield index as well as the weather index insurance on a 80%. So the weather index is 20%. The area yield is 80%, making 100% cover. So it's a best insurance product for smallholder farmers because every farmer, their interest is yield and not really how the weather has been or what, but every farmer who plants is looking at how much am I going to harvest. So an area yield insurance product is the best option and the best combination. And the other issue is an area yield index insurance, because there's a claims assessment where enumerators or agents are sent to the farms to conduct the yield assessment. It gives the farmers that confidence to say, okay, this is something that is working. But weather index insurance, a farmer will tell you, bring that weather index insurance to come and explain to me why I haven't had a claim. Meanwhile, I have experienced losses. So an area yield index insurance reduces the basis risk. My submission.
Okay. So the follow-up question from that is that right now, globally, we are talking about saying, the climate change, here and there. Now, has there been any time where, if you look at, the weather index, where there's a lot of claim, based on the weather condition for that year? Has there been any season like that? And what really happened in that year, if there's any?
So far, we haven't had any, but our current season, from the time we started this program on FISIP, this has been our baddest year of the 3 years. The first 2 years were okay, but our third year has been bad. But at this point, like I indicated earlier, we are conducting the yield assessment, and therefore we don't know the extent of loss. But we know that this year, our loss ratio will slightly go up because we had a very unpredictable weather where we had floods, we had droughts, floods, drought. Our season was up and down.
Okay, so now looking at your planted beds, so I don't know how big they are, but for instance, if there's a very big, if a very big farm, and when you look at, all the risk involved in that kind of big, company, so is there a possibility? How do people normally insure? Do you do reinsurance, to actually, also hedge the risk, particularly when you're dealing with large farm?
Yeah, exactly. And in our case on FISIP, it's a very huge account, and it's a risk that you can't do without reinsurance. So, and not only that, we do this on a co-insurance basis. So currently, when we started in 2019, we were 3 insurance companies. Last year, we had a new addition. We are now 4 insurance companies. And these 4 insurance companies, we retain about 20%, and we seed out about 80% outside the country. So yes, there's reinsurance involved.
Okay, so sorry, my last question is Now, given your experience in this line, you know, from the insurance perspective, now if you now have a young, you know, family, a young agro business like ours, you know, starting up, so what will you advise, you know, what will you advise us to actually pay attention on, right? Particularly as we're even about setting up. So what will you advise us, you know, to hedge the risk? So what will you advise us to actually pay attention to, you know, while setting up?
Can I
Quite
on
a
that
broad
one?
one.
I was thinking these are the issues, the questions that probably will come next week once you guys I think Reverend Steve would be able to explain.
Okay.
Because those now are technical questions where you need to find who's going to be the insurer, who are the underwriters, the issues of underwriters, the issues of cover. So I think that those questions will come once, you know, we now the next stage where now you engage the professional insurance at that level, and maybe those questions can be answered.
All right, sure.
Is that fair enough? I don't know. I think.
Yes, sure, yes, fine. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
That's fine, right? Yeah. Any other question in regard to what his presentation, please?
Now, while people are thinking about the questions, what I want to say, you are a part of the TCC, which stands for Transit Capital Corporation, international Zoom meeting that happens every week. Our goal actually, it is to become a channel of investment to raise capital, not just for agriculture, but for many other things that are businesses that are needed in Africa in particular. And we decided to start with agribusiness, considering what is happening around the world, definite need for food security. And so we, as Transit Capital Corp, which in short we call it TCC platform, we decided to be bringing these different experts and different topics to be dealing with. But while we are dealing with that, I want to assure you that we are working in the back end trying to set up this financial institution that has global reach. And it's not an easy task, but we are working on it, and we're working very strong towards it. But while we are doing that, we want to be bringing in different experts, especially around agriculture for now, where we want to start our intervention so that all the areas of concerns are addressed and the people in Sierra Leone are given the opportunity to ask the questions that they can. And then with them, we can lay a foundation, even something as agribusiness insurance that is not currently in existence in my country, Sierra Leone. We can now become pioneers to set it up and protect our farmers. I could just imagine, you know, why our people is so hard, you know, to be able to get out of poverty, no matter how hard they work. Because as a young man, when my father had a farm, I grew up in a farm. And when flooding comes, we used to plant rice in the swamp. You know, you how do you call it? You grow the rice a little bit and then you take it to the swamp and you start planting it there. And there were times we come in the morning and a storm comes and washes off the whole thing. And now we have to go find another rice and then come and try to plant it. And this is a poor man struggling to just maintain their seed, you know. So this is once this is set up, I'll be a happy man to tell my father, you know, it was good you sent me to school. So now we are going to provide insurance for you because I've gone to school, you know. So I'm really excited about the possibility, just the possibility, you know, to insure these people, you know, and I'm very, very excited about that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Yes.
Where there's a will, Steve, there's a way.
Yes, but I have a question for you, sir.
Yeah.
The question I have for you is, and this is general, in the last 30 years or for the time you've been with the company or even maybe before you joined the company, Is there any records of you ever trying to provide or work with any organization to provide insurance for countries outside of Zambia? Any country whatsoever, Malawi, Zimbabwe, neighboring or out of Zambia at all, to your knowledge?
No.
Okay.
I've been with professional insurance for the past 3 years.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have international consultants that we use in these products.
Okay.
As well as international reinsurance companies.
Very good.
And we have connections, so we can easily connect you to people that can help you set up.
Fantastic. That is good news. That is exciting. That is exciting. Is there any other question? I'm really grateful. Now, while other people are thinking about questions, is there anything in the rest of your presentation that you consider critical that you would want to share while people are still developing their questions? I know Madam Sarah wanted us to have this conversation, which has been very productive. But is there anything that you would have loved to share that maybe you haven't shared in your presentation, sir?
No, I think I've given you everything. Actually, I think I've given you too much.
We just want to make sure we have everything. Is there anybody else? Any question, please? Anybody, any question? Mr. Suma, Mr. Suma, are you still here? Mr. Suma is the co-pilot of this program, Amos co-pilot.
Yeah, I don't have any more questions. That's why I'm not asking.
Okay, Mr. Okay, sir. Mr. Joshua Mwanza is my neighbor, I would say. We live in the same town here in Boston, or almost around the same town. And he deals with insurance here in the US. Mr. Mwanza, I know he's been listening very patiently. Is there anything you would want to say? You want to say hello to him? He's originally from Zambia, by the way. So, Mr. Mwanza, you have the floor, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I think it was an interesting topic. But thank you very much, Mr. Wamunyima, for your presentation. By the way, I went to school with the Wamunyima Timpelembe Secondary School, so that reminds me. So I was wondering whether they brought my former schoolmates.
No.
Yeah. I think for me, like I told you, Brother Steve, I think the fact that there's insurance attached to the project at hand should give everybody comfort. You know, a lot of other projects, I mean, some people do not take insurance. And again, insurance is for those of us, I'm assuming everybody here is from Africa. These are not topics we had in our homes, right? So it requires a lot of education. I mean, I've been in the I run an insurance agency in the greater Boston area. I mean, my clients, I would say have maybe 20% African clients, the rest of them are Caucasians, right? When I'm dealing with my fellow Africans, it's more of an education first. And I think this is the same way this is the same road that we probably have to travel. And those already in the business, I think they can attest to that. It will require a lot of education, but like Mr. Amunyema says, where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, I think the will is already there. I think for everybody on the team now here is, you know, as things begin to move forward and in the right direction, is literally making up your mind. I think I would say within the next 90 days should be very critical in setting up everything moving forward. And I think I told Brother Steve, and I'm going to share with everybody, I told him, don't turn the Sunday meetings into a think tank. right? And I told him, I know nothing about agriculture. If you tell me about agriculture, this will jump off the roof. But if you tell me that we have an expert who's going to come and talk about agriculture, okay, let's just find the money to pay for that.
Yeah.
Right, because I'll be asking about things that I have zero idea and zero interest in.
Yeah.
Right, but we have the experts. That's why we have the experts. Bring them, they'll tell us what needs to be done. Our job is to find the money, let's pay them, and let's get going.
That's right.
That's what that's what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I think that's my 2 cents. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, it's a finance person, an MBA in finance. He's the one talking. He knows more about money. But that's what we are doing. While we are setting up the back end of this whole thing is to bring the experts. So next week, we're going to have commissioners coming here, those who know the policies in my country. And if we can get also maybe policy advisors, people who know the policies, technocrats in the Zambian government to come next week. I know Madam Sarah is a heavyweight in Zambia. She can pull anything. So if we can have those kind of people, they can be able to guide and advise. This is more of a sensitization and an educational moment for all of us. A lot of even us that are educated, even those who are interested in agriculture, even the players on the ground in my country in agriculture, this may be new to them. So this is, you don't know the tremendous value this is bringing to what we are trying to do. And all of these sessions are recorded, so that way this becomes treasured sessions that people can go to and reference, as we go along in the process of implementation. I cannot overemphasize enough to you, Mr. Selinga and Madam Sarah, Mr. Mwanza, and all Mr. Amos and all the players that have been doing this, how grateful we are as a nation in Sierra Leone, and how grateful I am to see that you guys are making this level of sacrifices. If it is possible next week, we would love to have you as well, when the technocrats and the political leaders would be here to tell us the roadmap and on how we can ensure that our people benefit from insurance in Sierra Leone. Thank you so much. Is there any questions, any thoughts? So maybe in the next 6 minutes, we will wrap up this conversation. Madam Sarah, maybe this is a question for you. In Zambia, since I know you've been operating in dealing with the cooperatives, where some people can are only doing 1 hectare and so on, how you, as the leader of Kalomo, that is almost like a collection of all these cooperatives that are working together, how have you been able to insure them and make sure that they are able to afford that insurance collectively?
Okay, yeah. So we like I mentioned to you earlier on that we are into seed multiplication, and so seed is very, very expensive to just the process of getting it into seed. So obviously, insurance for us is no question. We have to have insurance. So what we do is that we bring the numbers together, and these farmers have to be clustered in different cooperatives, because each cooperative usually they have 300 members, 200 members, but then they have to be each farmer has to belong to any cooperative of their choice. And so once we have the numbers, then we take the numbers to an insurer, and they'll come and do their own verification. They have a team of people that will visit these farmers. And once they are satisfied with their checklist and their boxes are all ticked, and then the farmers have to start contributing. And so part of that money, we also add the money as Kalomo Grain Marketing Limited, and we take to the insurer, and the insurer insures them. And also we also do the weather index, because we are into crop production. So I think that's the way we've been able to manage over the years. Yeah.
Okay.
So the will actually comes from the farmers, because these farmers now they really want to come out of poverty, and if Mr. Wamunyima can attest to that fact that they have no issues in paying insurance once the education is given to them, and also they see the benefit. You find that these farmers, they just pay for the insurance. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this. So as we wrap this time, Mr. Amos, Madam Sarah, you have final comments to make. Is Flora here? Flora, can you hear me? Is Flora here? Okay.
I don't think she's here because she had issues with power.
So, Madam Sarah, you have final thoughts, and then after that, our guest will make final statements, and Mr. Amos will wrap this time up. I just want to express my gratitude to all of you that have been coming. I hope this has been beneficial, and I want you to know that we're working in the back end to ensure that all registrations are set and the website is built, and all the information you need will be provided. In the meantime, while we're working on that, we'll be bringing different experts to ensure that proper education is done and sensitization will be done. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Madam Sarah, for bringing our guest. So now it's on to you, Madam Sarah, for your final comments, and then Mr. Selinga, and then from there, Amos.
Okay. No, I just want to appreciate Mr. Professional Insurance for releasing Mr. Wamnyema to come and give us this insights. And these are partners that we work with through the WIAC, and this is an American funded project. And so when I reached out to them, when Mayfair were not able to participate, and so they came, and we really appreciate you, Mr. Wamnyema, and please pass our gratitude to your company and also to your boss. WIAC was supposed to be, I sent them a link, but I'm sure they were not available. So we want to just be very thankful for you guys to come and present. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for inviting us. It's a rare platform. I'm very happy to meet a number of people from Sierra Leone. And I'm happy to mention that our COO is in this meeting, as well as our COO, our Chief Operating Officer, Yvonne. Here.
We need to give her a few seconds to say what. A CEO cannot come to this international platform. A COO cannot come to an international platform of this nature and did not say anything. Madam Yvonne.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. I've been following, and it's interesting what you're doing in Sierra Leone. And just to mention that as Professional Insurance would like to offer to extend our help in whatever that you'd like to implement, like if you need any guidance or partnerships with regards to insurance, we are available to work with you and ensure that your project is kick-started and will hold your hand. We have some experience, like Selinga has mentioned. We started with a small portion as Professional Insurance in the agri sector, particularly for small-scale farmers. But we have grown the book, and we have learned some lessons. Maybe today wasn't the day for us to mention those lessons, but it's something that we can work on. And then also maybe just to mention that because we're operating in different countries, in terms of the limits, you would probably need to look at what best suits Sierra Leone. For cover, but otherwise it's been interesting, and we just would like to wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to hear that reassurance. This whole journey we started is completely a faith based journey, believing that if you have a vision and a good heart for your people, God is going to send people that you may not know at the beginning, but as you go stage by stage, and that is what has happened. Our intervention started 2 years ago. We opened a university, a college in Sierra Leone, and now we are getting into financial capital development, and now we are into agribusiness. And I know we're just getting warmed up. We're just getting started. So we are so grateful that we are now meeting you, and the reassurances you have just given us is heartwarming. It's giving us the signal that we are on the right direction, and that there is no reverse gear in this transit train. There is no turning back. We're moving forward. Forward is all we know. So I'm very, very excited. Mr. Amos is with me, my co-pilot. All right, go ahead, Mr. Selinga. You are just making your concluding statement. Thank you so much, Madam Yvonne, and I definitely will take you up to that offer. We'll definitely reach out, and we definitely need your partnership, your help, your support, your guidance in whatever way. We'll reach out, definitely. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think after that, Madam Yvonne has concluded for professional insurance, but we are very thankful for the platform, and thanks to Sarah and her team.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. Amos, you can conclude now, and
so,
yeah.
So thank you so much again, for taking your time, and also for honoring us with your time, because of course, at some point, time is still much more valuable than any other resource, and that is not taken for granted, on this platform. So, I mean, for me, it's been very, it's been an engaging session, for me to also know how we are thinking generally as far as insurance is concerned. And of course, the way insurance is, in Nigeria is also looks like the same way it is also in Zambia in terms of people's perception and all those things, right, to insurance. So thank you so much for your time, and for also, I mean, for coming on board today. Like Steve mentioned the other time, so we look forward to building an enduring business partner, right, with you. So at some points, I mean, we'll not hesitate to reach out, to get guidance and to also be tutored, on the journey that we're embarking upon. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes. So in that case, in the conclusion, we have a WhatsApp group that the discussion continues. So normally we want to encourage people to be part of it, including the experts, because they are the ones that will guide us in this process. Kindly reach out so that at least we can add you to it. At this point, we just want to pray and thank the Lord. And I'm trying to see. All right. I'll just say a quick word of prayer. Father, we thank you. We believe in you, and we know you're guiding us, you're leading us. And so we believe that there is so much more territory to cover, so much more information to learn, so much resources to bring to bear so that all this can come to existence. But Lord, in spite of all of these challenges, the concerns, and all the things, Lord, we've decided to believe in you, because ministry is about enabling people. Religion is about empowering people. Lord Jesus, help us, Lord. Guide us and bring the provision that we would be able to help that forgotten lady and grandmother and grandfather in some village where electricity is not even there, God, where there is no clean drinking water, no road network, no chance, left alone, Lord Jesus. We pray this will become a vehicle where there will be light wherever we go. Let those people be integrated into the international economy, Lord. Let them participate. Let this be a voice for those people. In the name of Jesus, anything that will try to subvert, distract, or in any way deter our direction and our motivation, Lord, I pray You will remove it far away from us. We'll keep to the North Star, the extremely poor, the illiterate, and those that have forgotten that there's no place too remote, no people too poor, no people too far to reach with opportunities in education, Lord. Thank you, Father. Bless those that have come today to be with us. Bless all the partners. Sorry about that. Thank you, Lord Jesus. We give you praise. For in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sometimes my emotions get the best of me. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean that. All right. Thank you so much for coming. And we'll be here again next weekend. And be sure this train will continue. Thank you so much. God bless you. This meeting is officially adjourned to next week. Same time, same link. God bless you and take care.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.